All right, let's get started. Let's get started.
All right.
All right, so we're back for season 3, Radio Fire Sports. Of course, the whole gang is here. Please
Hey
introduce
man.
yourselves.
Hey, name's Dev. Go by Headband Dev every once in a while. But you can it's been a while. I miss you. I just miss you guys. I'm welled up with emotion. You hit
So,
that
so am I. So
and then
am
it
I.
hit me. And I missed y'all so much.
Glad to
I
be
missed
back.
y'all.
That's what's up.
Good to be
That's what's
home.
up.
Good to be home.
That's that's what's up. Hi, I'm Dean. I'm still that Ravens fan you love to hate because I'm all Ravens every day. And yes, this was way overdue. Definitely back in action.
R.I.P. Nip. I don't know when's the last time we did a show. It's the COVID and Kobe's dead. I don't even remember the last time
Yeah,
we
last
talked.
time we did a show was January. Yep, January. So I guess we can talk about some of that stuff. That we did lose Kobe.
Yeah, man.
That was tough.
Yeah,
That was tough.
yeah,
So Kobe was
yeah, that
in,
was definitely tough.
was Kobe is in January, right? Or was
It
it February?
was in January
The
before
very end, like
COVID,
27th, something like
or
that.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, man.
What
it was really
Last Dance came and
Last Dance.
what were y'all thoughts on the last?
last day. I loved it.
I did
I
too.
loved it.
Yeah, Mike
Uh
is
Oh, come on,
Mike is just
oh.
he's
come
just
on.
it's you didn't learn anything about Mike
You don't think
besides like
so?
it was a double stamp on he's an asshole. Like Mike's an asshole. It's just him finding grudges and collecting them throughout his life. There's nobody did anything to Mike. Mike did everything to everybody else. Ain't nobody do nothing to Mike.
Hey,
What you mean?
I love.
As far
Okay,
as
I could. Then you talking about on the team or you talking about in the league?
I'm talking about, period. Ain't nobody ever did nothing to Mike. Mike has created a bunch of adversaries and foes in his head. There's nobody like he
Come
gave
on.
this speech about nobody believing in him. Mike, you've always been this good, nigga. Nobody ever has ever
Nah,
questioned my
man.
greatness.
I
His
disagree with some of
Mike's
I do
Mike's
too.
his grudge with Clyde Drexler was that people were comparing the two.
It's no
that. Right.
comparison.
Exactly. So what you mad about, Mike?
But
What you mad about?
He's mad that they were even comparing him, so therefore he has to
Right.
humiliate him so y'all can see that there's no comparison.
Yeah, huh? What? I ain't like the way you
Mike,
said thank you.
Mike should have been. If the whole country was totally behind Mike, Mike wouldn't have been number 3. He would have been number 1 when
Number
he
3
got
where?
drafted. He got drafted number 3 behind.
Oh, okay. But it was
Hakeem
still
Olajuwon.
different era. Biggs was still boss at that point in time. Sam Bowie.
Sam
Bowie
Bowie.
on paper was the piece that the Portland Trail Blazers needed because they already had a player of that comparison by the name. They already had a ball head guy. They had Clyde Drexler. They had him already. That slot was.
And look how that worked out for him.
They got to the finals. And that's another thing. I don't like the notion that the Trailblazers weren't successful. They just ran into Mike. They just ran into Mike.
Okay. All right. So what about Detroit and how Detroit treated him?
That was an adversary. That was an adversary. Straight up.
To me, what I did gain some perspective on was
nobody likes Isaiah.
nobody likes that.
even Magic don't really like Isaiah. Magic like everybody.
They apologize.
I don't think. Yeah, they cool now. They cool now.
Yeah.
Right.
Because they old. I don't. Yeah, like we're giving that respect. Isaiah Thomas is the only one to beat Magic, Michael, and Bird. He's the only one to ever do that. Zeke's the only one to do that. So he beat them all. He beat everybody.
Let me say this: he's no bum. Okay.
Yeah,
No,
he's
But see, people get it twisted because he always smiling. He dressed nice, but he really
he's beautiful.
goddamn devil.
good. Yes. Okay. Yes.
Hey, but the Knicks were adversaries too, though. Like I'm not
Oh
saying
yeah,
I get
yeah.
Yeah, but the Pistons had them rings, and it goes to show you, it never has never failed me. It's never failed me. You cannot trust a black man with no facial hair. Don't do it. Don't you ever do it.
Who,
Name one.
who are you referring to? What NBA
name
player are you
one.
referring to?
Isaiah Thomas for one. When Kobe caught them rape charges, muskrat face immediately. Nope, can't trust you, Kobe. R.I.P. God bless the dead. But when you was doing that, couldn't rock with it. Didn't like it. Didn't like it one bit. Okay, Barack Obama is the only one that I might hear what Barack got to say.
You can trust Barack Obama.
I can trust Barack. That's the only black man without facial hair that you can trust. Period.
All right.
Thank God we all got some hair on our face. Then there we go. We good.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you gotta have some kind of hair.
All right. So Scottie Pippen, what did y'all gather from the way the league treated him, the way the team, or the way the team treated him?
The team treated him fine.
No. Management. That's management.
Yeah. The owner and Krause, they did too much.
Why was they so grimy? Why did they treat him so grimy?
I don't know, but there was a feel. I feel like behind the doors, no matter how successful the team, at least from the perspective that we got in Last Dance, it seemed like no matter what the team did, they were movable. They were disposable pieces on their championship run outside of maybe Mike. And it just seemed like it was like we can move coaches or players as long as we keep Mike, we're good to go.
Yeah.
It's funny because players like maybe LeBron are able to get players that they would like to have on their team, where it seemed like Jerry. Man, I know I lived through that whole area, and I know he had an issue with not being put up there as he was the greatest mastermind behind this championship dynasty.
Razov?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. Krause was definitely jealous of not being on the court.
Krause. You're talking about the general manager. Yeah, Krause.
Yeah,
Okay, it was a gift and a curse. Yeah, you drafted and you concocted this, and that was he wanted to be recognized as this great mastermind when really you are the mastermind. Now just sit back and reap the benefits of what you created. You drafted this guy. You traded for Scottie Pippen and got him here. You drafted Michael Jordan. You hired Phil Jackson as your coach. So if that's what you did, then sit back and enjoy that. And it was his thirst for attention, his greed for that recognition is what caused the downfall. Now, I mean, I blacked out a little bit, but to get back to the Scottie Pippen situation and how he felt, I think that's a perfect example of two wrongs don't make a right. Now, Scottie was pressed to have longevity with a contract, which is why he took that 11 years for fucking $12 or whatever it was that he ended up per diem. I don't know what he was getting, but I know it was a sad ass contract is what it was.
Yeah, but he signed it.
Exactly. He signed that contract. And on the back end, they could have made that money back up. But at that point, I feel like Scottie had felt disrespected. And the fact that he sat out that entire summer because he didn't hit quote unquote, I didn't want to fuck up my summer for nobody. Is what he said. He could have got that surgery prior to that season. And it really, it could have put a damper on things if, not for the greatness of Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. I mean, Dennis Rodman, my fault.
And that brought me to the next person, which was Dennis Rodman. So what are y'all thoughts on him overall?
I think he was great as a player on the court.
Yeah.
You have to have a guy like that on every championship team. Every great squad of any sorts has to have a guy that is fucking crazy. And there's somebody who's unpredictable, and he fit that role for them well. Not to mention that he's one of the greatest, defensive rebounders of all time.
And when it comes down to it, he can get busy.
Oh yeah. When he's on the court, Dennis is like, I mean, well, unless he was in his little mood or whatever, but honestly, when it happened, when he came to the team, honestly, it was like we're giving Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen like another shot at a shot. Like we're just going to just give them 20 more
Exactly.
chances.
That's it. The same intensity and focus that Mike had for the offensive part of the game was what Dennis Rodman had for rebounding, which is you don't find many guys like that. They might there's one of one with Dennis Rodman, and none
Yeah.
before it and none to come.
Right.
It was extremely special and deserves every ounce of recognition that he got and will continue to get. These is just crazy basketball.
Yeah, definitely Hall of Famer. Like, yeah, Dennis was legit in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely.
He jumped out of bed, came to practice in his pajamas. That part always gets me is that he walked onto the court in pajamas after Mike came and picked him up. Now, mind you, they are professional basketball players. He had to walk through the locker room where there is endless amounts of equipment, endless amounts of shorts, T-shirts, tennis shoes, socks, whatever he needs. He decided to walk onto that court in his pajamas. Dennis Rodman gave no kind of fucks. He showed up to work, and that was it. And what he did outside of basketball was what he did. And sometimes
Sometimes what?
Sometimes it's spilled over.
But actually leaving during the championship, I think, was to do the wrestling was kind of like, wow. That was one of the wildest things. Like we went, what?
Nigga skip practice to go hit niggas with metal chairs. Like he wasn't gonna be a part of NWO.
Yeah, he was, right? I thought it was kind of lit though because
it was. It was.
At that time, wrestling was everything.
It's a nigga Hulk Hogan called me that.
They were in the championship, right? Weren't they in the championship?
It was like SummerSlam, wasn't it? I'm not too.
No, I'm saying he's talking about the Bulls. I think it was the play. I think it was the playoffs.
They were definitely in the playoffs.
I want to say it was the playoffs. I don't think it was championship. I think it was the playoffs.
Definitely the damn playoffs. It was definitely in the thick of it.
Yeah. So I know this is not on our list, but over the weekend, Brett Favre was playing golf with Trump, and they've been roasting Brett Favre on Twitter because of that.
Well, Brett Favre is kind of like a conservative, so I don't know what you really expect. I'd be kind of more roasting the president for all these trips. Golf trips during COVID, but I'm not gonna get into that right now. But I don't know what you expect out of Brett Favre. Like, I don't know.
I think my issue with the president playing golf so much is all the playing that he does, and he still can't play. He's a bum.
Well, that's
all the playing he do, and he is a bum.
Hey, so is Charles Barkley, but yeah. In golf, Charles. There you go.
Are we really surprised that Brett Favre and Donald Trump are friends? Like,
no, I guess not.
I'm not really. I'm not surprised at all. I'm not.
But like the funny part is, how many times did Brett Favre and Trump play before he was president? Like, is it because he's just the president?
What's really funny about it is how many of your favorite rappers have posed with Donald Trump before he became, Donald Trump.
Oh, I know. Hey, yeah. Snoop did the roasting back on Comedy Central. Like,
it's. I guess everybody can say we didn't really know who he was back then, but
no comment. No comment.
All right, so has anybody had a chance to check out Major League Baseball since they've had this restart?
Listen, I'm not gonna play any games about it. Okay, not really interested. Not even a little bit.
Okay, so you don't like the cardboard cutouts. You don't like the piped-in sound. You don't like the no fans in the stadium.
I saw that they were not going to be in a bubble. I was no point in me getting interested because it's going to be over in like a week or two. It's going to be over. Like, listen, these are a bunch of the richest white guys in America You think you're going to tell them what to do? You're not going to. They got the strongest union in sports, period. That they got the strongest union. You're not going to tell a baseball player not to do it, and they're not going to do anything they don't want to do, period. With that being said, that's exactly why we are where we are right now.
With the Orioles not playing today because a team had like 13 players test positive. So they're done for that team is done for like 2 weeks.
The Orioles had 13 players test positive?
No.
Oh,
Don't you put that stuff out there.
I was going to say, what did I miss?
So the Marlins have had a massive coronavirus outbreak, and we were supposed to play them today. Mm-hmm. So we supposed to play them today till Thursday. So today's game postponed. I don't know what's going to happen.
That should be a win for the Orioles. That should be a win. Forget the postpone.
So if you get sick, you lose.
You just forfeit games for stupidity.
Yeah, if you can't feel the.
Speaking of stupidity, the real, the story of kind of burying the lead here. Like they really had decided to have a players meeting about this before they talked to anybody. So listen, everybody huddle up. Rodriguez is sick, but we're not going to say anything. Make sure you double glove it. Everybody elbow taps. What are we doing? What are we doing? Report that shit. Get him out of there. They're going to have to keep doing this if they're not going to be in a bubble. So, like I said, I'm not, and it's not that I don't respect the game, but I don't think it's going to last long if they're not in a bubble. If they're not quarantined, then what are we doing here?
Yeah, but like you said, it's hard to get these people to quarantine. I think this is more than a wake up call. I think this is significant. Some rules have to be established.
It's confirmation. As stupid as it does. What are we doing here, man? I can't get over the fact that they think that these people are going to be able to. By these people, I mean baseball players are going to be able to just walk around freely throughout society, travel from state to state, city to city, without being properly quarantined. You keeping the fans out isn't enough.
Yes.
The fans and the players don't interact anyway, except for every so often on a home run catch.
But the players that are getting this, they're not getting this from each other initially. No. This is coming from the outside somewhere.
Exactly. It's coming from,
and then they brought it inside. You know what I mean? But
bringing it back and getting everybody sick, man. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. I hope the NFL is taking notes.
Yeah. Well, 6 more players have opted out of the season. NFL players have opted out because of this MLB fiasco. Dean, is this destined to fail? The MLB?
It's a strong possibility.
Yeah.
It's a strong possibility.
Yeah, I definitely think that the season is in jeopardy because of this. And I'm blaming the president for this. No. I'm blaming the president because a lot of these players are Trump supporters. They seeing yes, they seeing the foolishness that he does, and they thinking, yeah, it's no big deal. They not wearing no mask. They not doing nothing.
Like last week for the first time.
Right.
Did you keep his comment? They asked him why he doesn't wear a mask, and he said, because it makes him look like the Lone Ranger.
The Lone Ranger has his eyes covered. Okay?
Exactly. I said, what? Shut up, Donald.
In what world does he look like the Lone Ranger?
Zero. No world.
Lonely Ranger.
I mean, he's already running around lying about how. Never mind. You know what? Yeah. So the Major League, I don't know. I mean, I wish everybody the best. I'm not going to, really. I'll tune in to.
What would be dope? If they end the season now, the Orioles will be in the lead in the AL East, baby. We got the pennant. Nice. We got it.
That would be crazy.
Not first.
I liked it. I was just hoping that I'm hoping that we can get through it. But we also got to keep in mind that Florida is the epicenter of this pandemic. And it just so happens that a Miami team is the one with all the sick players.
It's the most Floridian thing possible.
Yeah.
Weeks of like before they even said, they said MLB team comes down with sickness and decides to keep it a secret. I was like, it's a Florida team. I was like, it seems like a Tampa Bay type of thing, but they're actually doing well over there. So I'm not gonna sully their name. It's that nasty ass Miami.
Yeah. And with that, we got to shift gears to football. Before we get into some of these stories, these current stories, a couple of major things that happened since we've been off. Tom Brady.
Yes.
Goddamn Buccaneer now, huh?
Yeah, that just sounds crazy.
Yeah, right.
That sounds crazy. And Cam Newton, a Patriot.
Ain't that something? Ain't
the
that
fact?
Something? Get rid of one MVP and bring in another. The Patriot way.
Well, I mean, people sat on Cam and let him just sit there. So I really feel like the Cam is going to come if everything goes well and the season goes well. Cam is going to show some people some stuff with the Patriots. I just think that coach does well with quarterbacks across the board. I mean, I was thinking at one point the Bills might come out on top in that division, but now I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, I'm in a situation where I want Cam to do as well as possible, to a limit. You dig? You dig what I'm saying? I hope you do well, but not well enough. Not well enough.
Well,
You dig? I hope your knee is strong or your foot, whatever it was. I hope you do great until you're running to us. All right.
Exactly. But Brady going to the Bucs, like you said, it feels weird. I mean, we're here. It kind of feels like Jerry Rice when he went. I think when he went to Oakland or whatever. Yeah, it definitely feels different. That's a deep division he's in. I don't know. Everybody's like, oh, they're a championship. I don't know. You got Breeze down.
Quad as this cut from looking at the numbers last year, like their only weakness last year, was Jameis Winston. Right. The facts. It is what it is. Like he was just as good as he was bad. Like it was just, and he was really bad, but he was also really good at times. Tom got some weapons, Doug. Like
yeah.
Chris, what is it? Godwin, good. What is it? Chris Godwin is it? What, a 4.27, something ridiculous like that. Mike Evans, one of the best receivers in the league. He woke Gronk out of the dead with a year rest on him. Like Gronk's coming back in the best shape of his life.
That's gonna be a big problem for people.
Yo, they real life told AD like, nah, we don't want you nowhere near here. They told, and I don't even think that was like it was the off-season stuff. It was just that we don't need you. Like they don't need any more than they have. Ain't they trying to trade OJ Howard? Like was the tight end for the Alabama Crimson Tide a couple years ago? Like they are stacked at receiver, and that defense is ferocious. Like we might be looking at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going to the Super Bowl next year. Like
what? I don't know about that.
Oh, they're my dark horse.
I think that there's a possibility that as great as Brady has been and will go down in time, eventually Father Time catches up to you. I understand how well.
You keep saying that. We've been saying that for 4 years, 5 years.
All right, so let's do this. We were talking about Michael Jordan earlier. When Michael Jordan went to the Wizards, which I think this is equivalent to him going to the Wizards. Did y'all think?
It's not, though.
It's not?
It's
Why
like
not?
Jordan going to the Lakers. Like, that's what it's like. It's like
the Lakers.
With some ballers. Like, Mike Evans is nice in spite of Jameis Winston. Like, Mike Evans is a footballer in spite of this.
Yeah, but we don't know whether this is going to mesh, whether people going to work well together. We don't know any of that stuff. Individual players, and you put them together, it's going to be different.
Okay, the last time Bruce Arians, who was the head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, had any semblance of let's see, he had a great receiver with a veteran quarterback and a great defense. He went to the Super Bowl.
Wait. You talking about when he was with the Cardinals?
Exactly.
Yeah.
The last time that Bruce Arians, he had Kurt Warner, he had Larry Fitzgerald, and he had that Cardinals defense that was led by Patrick Peterson. A squad. Bruce Arians.
Wasn't Bolden there too still at that time when they went to the Super Bowl?
I don't know if Bolden was there. I don't know if he was still there. He might have been hurt that year because I think we got Anquan off for injury. I think he tore his ACL or something like that.
I thought, though, when they did that run, they both had them on the field. But even still, I understand what you're saying, that the Buccaneers is a deep team. Bruce is a hell of a coach, no doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Can they win the division? Yes, they can win the division.
They got to worry about New Orleans, but yeah, they can win that division.
But
that would be something in itself.
It's still meshing with the team. And I'm not saying Brady's not possible. I mean, I just don't know how far as a team being the first year would they actually go.
I think you're going to need at least 2 seasons to get a groove going.
But that's football. I think that's the beauty of football, is that you can plug and play pieces because all you have to worry about is your job. Yeah. You're asking the greatest quarterbacks of all time to hit super fast, tall, wide open guys. That's what you're asking Tom Brady.
He can do that. He can definitely do that.
All he's been doing is throwing in the small holes and dinking and dunking into Super Bowls for the past 20 years?
So if he takes this team to the Super Bowl, is he the greatest?
He's the GOAT. Like, he's right in the he's in the conversation right now.
Oh, he's definitely in the conversation. Definitely.
So we're debating it right now.
Definitely.
Honestly, I didn't know.
He doesn't even have to win it for me. He doesn't even have to win it. If he takes that team to the Super Bowl, he's the GOAT.
I kind of put him in the greatest already, unfortunately.
He's definitely in that top, 3 conversation.
Got 6 of them things?
Yeah. Nobody. I don't care because he had a great coach and this organization. I just, nobody's done that before. Period.
You got to do it, right?
Period. Yeah, I mean, what Bradshaw was with the Steelers, that didn't happen like that. So, I mean, yeah, I just already put him in that conversation. If he does go to the Super Bowl or even made it to the playoffs, that's just one more
just one more notch on the belt.
You
know what? Yeah, when you put it like that, I mean, it's already the GOAT.
I've never seen
more,
anything like it.
Just more GOAty things to do.
Right. All he's doing is just making it impossible for him to be ever touched by another player, honestly.
Right.
Well,
love to beat him. Would love to beat him in the Super Bowl.
Definitely. With the cancellation of preseason, so it's going to be no preseason. Is this going to help or hurt the teams?
Okay. Go ahead. You take this one, Dan.
I don't think it's going to hurt the teams at all. I'm sorry. I mean, maybe some of the players that are newer to the team, but the way, let me back up a little bit because I don't know exactly how all the practices and things like that are going to be going.
I do know. Let me help you out a little bit. I do know they're not doing 90. They're doing straight. They're going from 80 to start camps this year.
And I just feel like if your team is sound, it's not going to be that big of a. I mean, we could have went to 2 games by now. I mean, that's what they were talking about. It was cutting the preseason shorter for the last couple.
Right.
Yeah, hopefully that'll bring more fresh and healthy players at the beginning of the season, minus COVID. But yeah, I don't know if it's good to get see players on the field
for us.
They work in
right.
There's only preseason only for us.
Yeah, I don't think it's necessary for them to come out and show out.
Right. I said from what I've been reading, I know that I've been watching the Ravens site closely, so they're doing 20% capacity for letting fans in, which I think is ridiculous.
Also, I'm glad you mentioned that. So fans are required to wear masks at all games.
So I mean, well, I guess 20% would be that would just be all lower bowl. Are they going to space the seats out? It just
From what I'm seeing, that they are spacing seats out.
they're going to space them
Um,
out.
yeah.
Weird
So it looks
stuff.
like New York teams are not having fans in home games.
Yeah, New York can't have anybody at a game of anything for like the next 20 years.
And
But
I
yeah,
don't recommend Florida do it either.
Either. Right.
apparently,
Just knock out New York, knock out Florida. That's what. That's like 8 teams, though, right?
that's what it is.
So tell me this: you got free tickets to a Ravens game. Would you go?
No,
Not going to be able to do it.
no.
I would take the experience from home. No, thank you. Ain't worth my life unless y'all signing me up. I can run a couple drag routes out there for them, But other than that,
All right. So some players have been understandably shaken by this COVID in baseball. The season is supposed to start on the 10th September with Texans versus the Chiefs. Are we going to see this game? Is this game going to actually happen?
my vote is no.
Oh,
I think. Okay, so there was a report that came out about a week ago. The Raiders owner was basically saying that they had 3 options at this point. It was for everything to go as it was planned ongoing from that time a week ago. They could cut it down. They could completely cancel the season altogether, or they could cut it down to 12 games, which would be starting in like November or something like that, I believe it was. It would be basically taking out all of those AFC versus NFC games and just make it.
how you feel about that? I don't have a problem with that.
Me either. And I think that would be the best thing to do. Honestly, like you just wait until November. That way you give baseball time. It's time to breathe. You give basketball its time to breathe, and then here comes football. To save the day. I honestly I feel like that's the best course of action. Would be just to go to a 12-game season. Because right now everything feels rushed. Like they're still negotiating. Like they just decided not to do preseason games. They just canceled them.
Yes.
Right.
Like football just canceled preseason games, and they were supposed to have played 2 games already. Think about that. Like what are you doing? Yeah, I think 12 games is the best. I mean, I know they're starting to practice now, but what are we just going to have? We're going to have 4 months of practice. We should have a sharp product by the time it comes out in November.
Yeah. And I think that if the infection rate continues in baseball, that may happen. That may actually happen, which would better.
Because I kind of get why basketball has they had the luxury of being able to do a bubble, because the teams are they bring 12, 15 players a piece, so you can kind of accommodate for that. When you got 55 guys coming, like it's harder to house 55 than it is 15, and then you got to do that. 55 and 55 is 110. So and that's not including staffs and training facility, and training staffs and all of that. So you can kind of do a bubble with basketball. I don't even know if you can do a bubble with NFL and MLB with the team.
Yeah. So Redskins, they said they're gonna change the name, and they make this announcement. They're gonna change the name because of backlash from sponsors and partners. They've been supposedly, Snyder said he was never going to change the name, and he's been really, really, defiant. But he's forced to now. So they changed the name temporarily to the Washington Football Team. Yeah, that's so typical.
I had issues with this situation, but I'm just glad that it's been changed to something else besides the Redskins. I mean, I personally feel like Snyder is toxic to that organization.
Agreed.
Outside of just the name change, just watching how he's moved with the team. Why we couldn't make the change before, I'll never understand. They had no problem in DC going from Bullets to the Wizards. So I just feel like we're just dragging this out to drag it out, and I just feel like this is just Snyder's just like using this for publicity and whatever, and the climate is going on.
Well, that's his arrogance. His arrogance. He's an arrogant person.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, I will say this, and I hate to sound like the Daniel Snyder, defender in this situation, but let's say that you acquired an NFL football team at 32 years old. Who's going to be able to tell you something? Huh,
Right.
Dean?
Right.
Okay, that's well put. That's well
Who's going to
put.
be able to tell you
That's
something?
that's well put.
I got
I
you.
can't. Yeah.
I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't
Well,
say I
that's
didn't
why they
understand the
don't make the
arrogance.
playoff.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying he's arrogant.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. I mean, and he's self-made man, as all of these owners are very self-made, and it's hard. It's hard to give up something that you've been a fan of your entire life, and then they tell you that you got to change it, even though you look. You can't use a race of people as your mascot.
Yes, that's true.
Okay, so on that note, can I just ask this question real quick? Because there's other teams out there in major
Oh
and
yeah.
professional sports.
NFL.
NFL, baseball.
Well, let's go. Let's go. What other NFL team has an offensive name? Chiefs.
I don't know. Is the Chiefs a fan? Okay. Well, there we go. The
It's
Chiefs
still a
right
race.
there.
I mean, and I can understand but it's a derivative of Indian culture. And
Right.
So does a derivative make it offensive?
I think so. I think it's right in the same vein.
How about
they wouldn't be.
go talk?
I think they're the Chiefs because Redskins was taken.
I believe you on that one, but I'd have to look at the history on that. But I mean, if a group of people feel as though it's offensive, then it's offensive, and that's just. I'm sorry. Like if the majority of the Native Americans or.
What if they were the New Jersey Guidos? Like, hey, get the fuck out of here. Like, no.
Right. Right. You're not going to do that.
A little fighting Italian guy. Yeah. New Jersey Guidos.
There's no New Jersey mafia team. There's no New Jersey.
Yeah, right. Man.
Like,
cool.
No New Jersey Dons or something. It's like, it's not. Yeah. That's a really good point.
Right. Might as well be the Baltimore niggas.
Yeah. But then, like I said, this baseball team.
No, so that seems like something Dave Chappelle would. That's something Dave Chappelle would do.
I mean, you got the Braves and the Indians out there in Major League Baseball, so
they gotta go.
Yeah, and not saying I'm saying Washington shouldn't have changed their team. It's just like there's other teams out there that are falling under that bubble too.
The
Chicago
Blackhawks. Damn, they got the same emblem as the Boston Redskins.
Right.
I'm saying, but so they're talking about the Black Hawk Indians.
Yeah.
Right? Is that what that's named for?
Yeah, that's what they are. Nah. Like, nah.
I mean, it's unfortunate that, so of course some people are going to say this is cancel culture or politically correct, but it happens that during the time when all these teams started to come about, it was a time in this country's history where racism was in the forefront, and they were just like in the 30s and in the 1930s when they put these teams together in the early 1900s, they just was, they was just wild and reckless.
Hey, honestly and truly, when we get off of this Zoom call, I'm going to go look up what a Knickerbocker is because I'm not sure. What is a Knickerbocker? Somebody tell me.
I don't know. That's why we don't. That's why we just say New York Knicks because nobody to this day.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's a hotel. It's a hotel in New York.
The Knickerbocker.
Yeah, it's a hotel. And it's
deep down. I'm gonna get into
clothing. Is clothing also?
So clothing. Yeah, I remember pants. I know some pants called Knickerbockers.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay,
but
since you brought up names and everything,
might be Knickerboxers. That's what they are. The Knickerboxers.
No.
Charles Oakley's Knickerboxers.
What about that new team, the Seattle Kraken? What is that? What's that team coming out? You didn't see that?
The Seattle Kraken. I didn't see this.
Yeah, I think I can't remember if it's a a possible expansion team. I don't remember exactly which sport it is right now, but Seattle just came out with a team and they're calling them the Krakens. I think it's either
the Kraken is a mythical creature from the sea.
Yep.
Yeah,
it's
like
cool.
Poseidon
Cool.
Homeland, some shit like that, right? Yeah,
I mean, this can go too far. And for the record, a Knickerbocker refers to people or objects from Manhattan before 1898.
yeah, you change that shit too. I don't like it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so can we can't go too far. I think okay, so Atlanta Hawks. Okay, that's a bird, right? The Hawk's a bird.
Yeah,
Okay. So that can fly, right?
we go with that.
Right.
Hawks are good. The Eagles are good. The Raiders are
Okay.
good.
Raiders are good. Is a pirate. I know some people may be offended by pirates, but
The Somalians may be offended.
you know,
I think Pirates is okay because it's not a race of people.
But you see, okay, so what about the Minnesota Vikings?
well, what's wrong with that?
Yeah, a bunch of rape and pillagers. Are we gonna we still supporting them too?
They rape and pillage on the football field.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with the Vikings.
No, the Vikings can stay.
That's what I say. They got Pirates, Vikings. You know what I mean?
And you know what? But
Bears.
that's the thing to me, right? It's like they use the Viking heritage and they're proud of it. But they then take the same thing that they can be proudful of, and like y'all can do that. Y'all can do that with y'all shit. You can't take the Redskins. Like you can't, you can't do that. You can't like because these guys are savages. They are killers on the field. That's what they are.
But they not. That team is bums.
You know what? A long time ago, Diamond, would you even believe it that the Redskins were good?
I can't remember.
I know, right?
Yeah, I can't
And
remember.
a black quarterback.
Okay, so do you have a problem with the Reds? What if they had changed the team name to the Washington Reds?
Yeah, I don't know because what is the Reds? What's the
What about
Reds?
are the Cincinnati Redskins?
Yeah, they call Cincinnati Reds. Here's my thing. So it's just like the Reds is short for Redskins, right? Or red something, but they can just say it's red something else, or our color's red, or you know what I mean. There's ways you can flip it, but you can't say something is offensive. Like the word red is not offensive. Redskins, yes.
But you know where it came from. It's like you can't say nig. Like
No, well, yeah, that's true. That's
And
true.
then the logo would have to change, even if we're saying red. Like you can't keep the same logo.
So that I'd say they just keep it as the Washington football team. Then they might as well just keep it. They're gonna keep it like that this whole season. They got merch coming and everything.
Did you see the genius move that it was a realtor in Alexandria, Virginia, when they saw the news that was breaking that they were going to have to change their team name? The realtor went in and copyrighted like the Red Wolves, the Red Tails, the Washington Renegades, all of these names that were like in contention to be the changes. He went and copyrighted all of these names. Well, he or she, I don't know who it is.
Yeah, only a he thinks like that. So.
Yeah, went in and copyrighted every possible.
And that's why they having trouble with getting names.
Because this is $1 billion industry. So their asking price for one of them things is probably something crazy right now, which is why they had to end up settling on Washington football team.
I think they should just keep it like that because
and then they can do the Ohio State thing. It'd be the football team.
Yeah, you can't rebrand it again in another season. You just gotta, just the Washington football. I mean, it's dumb, but the team dumb anyway. So
right, yeah, y'all don't deserve a name. You know what? For walking around this ignorant ass name for so long, y'all don't even get no name no more. This is who y'all are now.
Look what you did. Look at what you did when you had a name. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Like you didn't know what to do with it. Give me that back. Give me a name.
Yeah,
they're a no-name team. They actually team.
Hand it here.
Now, I do not think that there should be 2020 college football this year.
Yeah, if there can't be 2020 college, then how are we going to have
right?
It doesn't work like that.
Yeah, but they're going to say, right, if we don't have in-person classes, how can we have in-person football?
Get out of here, man.
That's what we're doing.
And it's funny because I understand we're purely here for entertainment with Major League Baseball, the NBA, NFL, but like it's that disguise that college sports is about the academics first, and they're showing their hand. Like they can't hide the fact that they are driven by their sports. Like so, it pays all the bills and it keeps everybody's pockets lined in the college in the NCAA. So how are we even discussing having college sports right now when the Smart League, the Ivy League, the guys who play sports with the Ivy League, they cancel this shit immediately. As soon as you ask them about it, oh no, we're not doing this. Right. So the Harvards of the world, the Yales, the Cornells, the Browns universities, they said no, we're not playing at all. There will be no sports whatsoever for the 2020 season.
All right.
Now you're going to tell me that the Big Ten and the ACC know more than the Ivy League scientists? Like, no, this is stupid. This is a dumb thing we're doing.
Well, they like the president don't listen to scientists, so we not listening to y'all.
Yeah, right.
Well, there you go.
Right.
Speaking of not listening, George Foreman says he's nervous that Mike Tyson and Roy Jones are fighting.
I can't listen to George.
Considering that I think he's the oldest heavyweight champion. When he came out, people would say he shouldn't fight. What are y'all thoughts on Mike Tyson and Roy Jones?
Man, first of all, we've all seen the Mike Tyson hype video, right? You've seen him, right? You've seen Mike Tyson training, getting back in shape.
It looks good. Looks good.
I saw a training video of Roy Jones yesterday. This nigga was hitting the bag with flip-flops on. Like, he's not even taking it serious. He's going to get – you remember when Martin fought in a charity boxing tournament?
Wait, so your money's on Mike Tyson?
Oh, my money – all of my money's on Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
My money's on Roy Jones.
Oh, you are wild, Diamond. You are wild.
Okay, let's understand this, okay? I love Mike Tyson.
Not enough.
However, okay, I love Roy Jones too, okay? Two of the greatest, both of them. Now, we saw some very amazing training videos of Mike Tyson hitting a punching bag. Very nice. And hitting the mitts. Superb. Mitts don't hit back. Punching bag don't hit back. The last time I saw Mike Tyson in the ring, he quit on the stool against a bum. Okay, a bum. Now, and before the fight, and listen, and he had Muhammad Ali talking to him in the dressing room before the fight, and he still quit on the stool.
Ain't nobody understand what Muhammad was saying at that point.
You might be right. You might be right. Yeah. But my point is that his last fights, after he was humbled, he never was the same.
Mike, listen, this is a whole different Mike. Mike is off the whatever he was on before, the Prozac.
Yeah.
He's smoking big blunts now. He out here getting in touch with his emotions. Like,
this is a different Mike. This is a different Mike. Like, I feel like he's really locked in.
Now, if he hits Roy Jones, Roy Jones has a glass jaw. If he hits Roy Jones, he's going down. But I don't know if he's going to hit him.
He's going to hit him.
He's going to hit the shit out of him, Diamond.
He's going to hit him.
That's the thing. We've seen Mike lose. We've seen Mike lose. We saw with Vandy Holyfield,
Buster Douglas.
We've seen it, but we've seen
Lennox Lewis.
We've seen Roy get his ass whooped.
Look, I don't know if we saw Roy get his ass whooped. We saw Roy get knocked out.
Do I need to call Antonio Tarver, Diamond?
Okay, he knocked him out.
Do I need to call Bernard Hopkins?
He want to fight him again too.
Right. Because we've seen Roy get his ass with a capital H, lowercase W, whipped.
However, we have seen Roy Jones whip some ass too.
Yeah. And he's giving out some fantastic ass whoopings.
Here's the thing. Who's a better boxer between Roy Jones and Mike Tyson?
Mike Tyson.
No.
You crazy. See, you getting that flashy shit confused.
Yes.
Fundamentals. Yeah. Roy might be better to look at.
Yeah, and fundamentals.
And Mike ain't nothing but a fucking demon. And when you watch him come, and that's the thing. I understand that there's a difference between watching somebody hit pads
Yes.
and Mike Tyson hit pads. Because when Mike Tyson's trainer is done hitting pads, he got to take a breath too.
Definitely.
He's scared. The whole time that Mike's trainer is holding the pads, he's terrified for his life. Because if Mike misses, that man's life is over. By accident.
I think you got to sign a waiver or something. Like
yeah, you got to sign a waiver to be my trainer.
Okay.
I got a whole what?
All right. Let's see. I don't want y'all to get confused by social media videos. Okay. That's you know when you see those girls sitting on the sink and you know they supposed to be a model and they poking their butt out. They don't really be their butt. It's social media.
Mike Tyson sink ass. You call him Mike Tyson sink ass?
A little bit. Because here's the thing. Okay, he's like the ass sitting on the sink. Okay.
You don't call him MySpace ass?
Yeah, I am. Because here's the thing. Every time we've seen Mike Tyson lose, it was to a fighter that did what? Jab him and stick and move and stay away. Mike gets frustrated, and then by round 5, his hands are down. He doesn't know what to do. And Roy Jones does have a decent jab.
Yeah, but all it takes is one slip and dip.
True.
I swear I've seen Mike Tyson knock people out by hitting them in the body. Like, I don't know if
I have.
If, you know.
And all of this at 54 is soft. It's all gonna get touched on. Roy ain't been doing nothing but sitting and talking about boxing.
I don't know if Roy's been hit as hard as Mike Tyson can hit. Like
exactly.
Here's the other thing.
Yeah.
Roy has not stopped fighting. Mike hasn't fought in 15 years.
And that's why I'm afraid for Roy. Because if Roy takes another hit, it might be over. You remember when Pacquiao got his ass knocked out and all the memes came out and they had like Simba pushing on his body and shit? Yeah. And it's gonna be it's an exhibition. It's not even for a belt. Like Roy about to lose years off his life. For what? What are you proving, Roy?
Oh, this is a big paycheck. Mike Tyson is giving his money to charity. Roy Jones said, "Nah, I'm good. I want to take that." Okay.
And that's the thing. Like Mike just fighting for the. You don't fight nobody who fight for the love.
Yes.
Who fights for the love of fighting?
Well, yeah, I guess.
Mike would have been just bad-handed if he could have.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, I mean,
we'll see how it goes. It's not like I was asking for this particular fight, but
well,
I guess I'm gonna watch it.
I will take it. Yeah, I will take it. Yeah, I'm gonna take it. It's like grandma money. Like ain't nobody asked you for this grandma, but thank you. I'll take this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And another fight that's coming up the month after that. Tank is set to return against Leo Santa Cruz. And so I think this has been since we've been on break that Tank jacked up the girl at the event, right?
Oh yeah. It's I think it's funny that, yeah, Tank is a ass kicker in the ring, but on the internet he is losing that fight. Every chance I see, he is getting his ass kicked all up and down the internet. If it's not something he done misspelled, he is taking L's the money bag, yo. Or his baby mother.
Yeah.
Bless his heart. He tries hard, but yeah,
I want to believe he's training better for this fight than he did the last fight, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I agree. He definitely took the last fight a little light, and his conditioning was not where it should have been.
You know he's not training with Floyd anymore though, so that's out. He's got a new trainer.
That's not good.
Yeah, I said boxer Devin Haney, who's in Tank's weight class, and rumored to be a fight that could happen in a distant future, has been taken under wing by Floyd as well, and Tank didn't take kindly to that. So he's different, to a different trainer. So I mean, this could be good. It could put a different kind of battery in Tank's back, or step it from under that Money Team umbrella. Which I mean, I think Money Team might still be promoting the fight because this boxing is a shady business. But as far as friendship goes, Tank and Champ aren't seeing very much eye to eye right now, as 50 would call it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's I thought that they were going to be able to get through things, but I mean, they've been at odds for a bunch of reasons. I mean, Floyd took Tank under his wing, and I was really happy when that happened. Um, but I think ultimately you have two alpha males, and Tank got one idea how he want things to go, and Mayweather got one idea how he want things to go, and it's just, you know what I mean? It's just gonna be what it's gonna be.
Yeah, with them too. Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
saying they're probably better off in, separate.
yeah. Well, there you have it. I'm glad that we are back, fellas.
It's good.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. So Mondays at 8 p.m. we'll be here chopping it up, and COVID is just going to do a number on sports for the next. It's going to give us a lot to talk about, though.
If we have anything, we will have subject matter.
Yes. Yes. We will.
Dev, how can people stay in touch with you?
You can find me right here on Facebook or IG. You can find me on Facebook at Divine Eggs. I changed my name. It was on me, dog. I had to get loose. And you can find me on IG at Dev_or_die. I never die on IG. Other than that, you got my number. Call me.
Dean?
That's what's up. You can find me here on Mr_Mac and right here on IG. Or out here in the streets. Or actually, you won't find me in the streets.
But masked up out here in these streets.
Yeah. COVID. Yep.
Right. And I am at the Diamond K Show at Radio on Fire. So, oh yeah, that's right. Yep. Everybody, wear your masks.
Yeah.
It's real out here.
It's real out here.
Yeah.
This ain't really a mask. This is just another headband. You can't really go out with this hoodie, so I just put them.
All right, so we will see you guys next week.
Yes. Monday.